Hello, Mon Life, transitioning to middle age, part 2. One of the things you'll find in middle age, and it was a good example of it at the end of that video, part 1, is you lose your train of thought. You ramble on down into cul-de-sacs and dark alleys, and it's all part of becoming irrelevant, which is completely understandable. One of the things that happens to the brain, in my view, is like anything, like any piece of machinery, after 40 years it starts to break down, doesn't it? So I'd like middle-aged and elderly people to recognise this and recognise that your brain is faulty and therefore your opinions are not as valid as you think they are. Now, on the one hand, we know young people don't have the virtue of experience, right? But their brains generally work better and calculate things better than ours do, okay? So one of the things I'm going to try and do as I get older is I'm not going to dismiss young people or say that they don't know what they're talking about, or one of my pet hates is when it's like they don't know how good they've got it, or blah blah blah. Older people can sometimes talk about younger people as though they're a different species. They're not this, and vice versa, I suppose. You'd be doing exactly the same things as they would. You'd be concerned about the exact same things they would be if you were their age, and possibly vice versa. We're all people at the end of the day. But I suppose that's another video about the generational divide that is quite prevalent in society or wherever. Anyway, never mind. I'm going down another one of those cul-de-sacs, aren't I? This is a perfect example of transitioning into middle age. Embrace it. Embrace the absolute nonsensicalness of it. You can't remember people's names. You can't remember places. Things are on the tip of your tongue. It's hilarious, isn't it? So don't be ashamed by it. Don't cower by it. Just hit it head on. But again, don't let yourself go completely. So I'm going to list a few tips, things generally that you can do to transition gracefully into middle age. So look after yourself. Let's talk about diet, right? On your 40th birthday, there can be no more cakes, no more treats, no more chocolate, no more ice cream, nothing. You can do anything to your body, anything, up until the age of 40. Smoking, drugs, alcohol, junk food, anything. It bounces off you. Your DNA is it's like a force field. Bosh, Your DNA, as it does in your cells, reproduce fantastically. Unbelievable. After the age of 40, things start to break down. Your DNA starts to break down. Your cell reproduction starts to become not as good. So you can't smoke. You can't really drink. I mean, look, everything in moderation. Sorry, I'm just looking at my replacement there. This is another thing that happens when you get old. One of the main things I found is what made me feel old was having children, because they're your replacement. It's like, oh, hello, here's my replacement. The new model is here, and now I'm redundant. Isn't that right, Roms? She's not quite ready yet to replace me, but that's the other thing as well. You're forced to. I mean, there's a cruel kind of irony, I suppose, isn't it? You're forced to nurture and keep alive your replacement. So that was a big thing and a big feeling for me, because you're almost obsolete now, aren't you? So if you ever want to feel old, have children. Yeah, so anyway, the things you can do is diet. You can't do that anymore, because sugars and all that bad stuff that's in a bad diet will age you, okay? So we're trying to like keep looking young. We're trying to keep looking fresh. Moisturize. Always moisturize. You should have had a moisturizing regime in from your early 20s. Come on, you've got to get in on the ground floor on this skin wise. You've got to get ahead of the game. Botox, get a bit of that into you. I feel like that the taboo around that with men especially is going to disappear over the next few years, the same way it did with moisturizing, the same way just generally like grooming yourself, you know, used to be thought of as gay in the 70s. It was gay to you know, even comb your hair, wasn't it, I suppose, or like, you know, washing anything other than just soap and water, a bar of soap and some water, and then get down the mines, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Otherwise you were gay. So I think that barrier will be broken down, so I'll get ahead of that. Brotox. What else can you do? You've got to exercise, you've got to keep your muscles, you know, everything becomes harder, but you have to do it, otherwise you're going to shrivel. So get down the gym, try and lift weights, get that testosterone still pumping, get those hormones pumping around you. Try and keep fit, but on the other hand, do it within the kind of restrictions of your age. So no more jiu-jitsu, no more fighting, no more football, no more. They're young men's sports, you know. I'm not saying you have to take up golf, but as depressing as it is, the only thing you can do now is run around the field and lift weights, because otherwise you'll twist your ankle because you're old. What else? What else can you do? Try and keep up with. Don't listen to Radio 2, listen to Radio 1. So try and keep up with whatever's going on musically. Don't shut yourself off. There's some people act like they pick a year that they enjoyed when they were young, and then that's it. Time freezes. Sorry, I'm about to be disturbed again here. Who's this? Is it my other replacement? Marlo, is that you? Are you ready to replace me? No, not yet. Okay. Come here, babe. Hiya, Babs. Look at that, getting in on the beauty regime straight away. Come and say hello to my YouTube channel. Look at this. There, you've had your, there you go.
Llama sleeping mask.
Llama sleeping mask. You're starting your beauty regime early, aren't you? Do you moisturise?
No.
You look like Doja Cat. What's a Doja Cat again? What is it? What is it?
It's what? I don't know who needs. I don't know. I think she's a famous pop singer. Or I don't know who Doja Cat is.
Oh well, that makes two of us. Okay, transitioning to middle age part 3 might pop up as it comes to me very early in the morning. Bye bye. Say bye.